Today, the VCY channel has finally been recovered after being hijacked/hacked and terminated for more than 6 months. I'm pretty sure that the channel is already forgotten by now and its reach radius is at its lowest, but at least the animations, videos, and the combo archives are now back online for those of you who are still interested and seek insight in regards to the VENDREAD archetype. In addition, I've been making far more VENDREAD shenanigans in the dark, whether in real life or Master Duel, while I was locked off my channel. This video is just a quick one to celebrate the channel's retrieval till I get back working on some wholesome ones. Finally, I direct a tremendous shout out to Team Yugioh for thoroughly welcoming me through retrieving my channel. A huge thanks for everyone who sticks around the channel till now and for your amazing unconditional support. It's pretty late to say this now, but we have got new VENDREAD support in core booster set Power of the Elements. A hard once per turn ritual spell card that accelerates summoning VENDREAD monsters from the deck to the field and using them as ritual materials to make sure that the VENDREAD ritual monsters with summon inherit their effects. Next, a level 6 VENDREAD monster that searches VENDREAD ritual spells and traps it gets sent to the graveyard, which is an important consistency pillar added to the deck. Last but not least, a level 8 ritual monster that I opt not to bother talking about for the time being. I'm happy to announce that we finally have a one-card combo that can lead to a perfect Revenge Slayer that can banish spells, traps, and special summon monsters as a quick effect every turn, joined by Zombie World and Doom King. We can establish the aforementioned board not by only using a copy of Ygopro, but with other several different 2-card combos that we will see in a minute. However, let's demonstrate the 1-card combo first, and we will move to the deck profile next. Bear in mind that in order to achieve the upcoming board, we always start with one idea in mind, which is summoning VENDREAD Battlelord and Revenge Slayer before committing to anything. So whenever we get a hand that can accomplish that, it means that we have a full combo in our hand. And just by committing to this mindset, it will save me a lot of explaining to do, and I'm quite sure that you'll notice that throughout the next combo. Now let's proceed. So, we start off by normal summoning Ygopro to the field and use its effect to pay 3k and dump Herald of the Arclight from the extra deck to revenue. We use its effect to search for Incantation Chalice Line. We use Yugioh's effect again to dump another Herald of the Arclight and search for VENDREAD Battlelord. And we use Incantation Chalice Line from the hand to dump a random card from our hand. A special summon Incantation Candle from the deck, and we use Candle's effect to add Incantation Inception. Then we use Inception's effect to ritual summon VENDREAD Battlelord by tributing Incantation Chalice Line. Then we use Inception in the grave to send the Candle to the graveyard, then we add Inception to the hand, and special summon Incantation Talismandra from the deck. Then we use Talismandra's effect to add VENDREAD Slayer to the hand, and we use Inception to ritual summon VENDREAD Slayer to the field by tributing Talismandra. As you notice now, we have both VENDREAD Slayer and VENDREAD Battlelord, as I mentioned before. We managed to put them on the field, so now we can use them both to link summon a VENDREAD Savior, then we can proceed from there. Sometimes we can't ritual summon them at the same time in the field, but we can still do the combo regardless if you have enough extenders, but for the time being it's perfect, as long as you think of the mindset, as we said before, that you have to always ritual summon VENDREAD Slayer and VENDREAD Battlelord and put them on the field before you commit to anything. It's really great, but sometimes I get some hands that I prefer to play with them around hand traps, so I always manage to put Battlelord early on, so I can banish a VENDREAD card from the graveyard and declare a monster, so I can stun hand traps, then I can proceed from there. But for now, we are just playing ideally Ygopro. We are not worrying about hand traps and the being around stuff, but there is some turnarounds and some plays that we play around hand traps, and we do our combo regardless. And we'll see that later. If you want to, we can do some test hands as well. But for now, we use VENDREAD Slayer and Battlelord to link summon VENDREAD Savior, as you see. Then we use Revenge Slayer and Battlelord's effect in Graveyard. We start with Revenge Slayer as a chain link 1 and Battlelord as chain link 2. With Battlelord we add Slayer and send Scar of the VENDREAD. And with Slayer we add Origin and we send Houndhorde. We use Scar of the VENDREAD in the grave to add Ravenous VENDREAD. Then we use VENDREAD Hound Horse effect in Graveyard to dump Slayer that we search with Battle Lord and special summon in defense. Then we use Revender's Origin and we banish Battle Lord from the grave and summon Revender's Slayer from the graveyard. Then we use VENDREAD Savior's effect to retrieve Origin from the grave. Then we use VENDREAD once more, Origin to banish Scar of the VENDREAD and ritual summon Revender's Slayer from the grave. We use both Slayers to bring Beatrice. We use Beatrice's effect to send Banshee from the deck to the grave. Then we banish it to activate Zombie World from the deck. Now we use Gale Dogra as a link material to bring on Mirage. Then we use Ravenous VENDREAD to special summon the Revenants from the deck in face down defense position. We tribute along with Hound Horde to ritual summon the Slayer that we have in the graveyard. Now you will notice that the Revenant Slayer that we ritual summon from the grave has two effects, quick ones, that enable us to banish special summon monsters and banish special summon traps our opponent controls as a quick effect and each turn. And finally, during opponent's draw phase, we can use Beatrice effects to dump Doom King from the deck to the graveyard. Then in the standby phase, Doom King's effect will trigger and it will special summon itself from the graveyard in defense position. Now you will see that we have Zombie World, VENDREAD Savior, Almirage, Beatrice, Revenant Slayer with 2 disruptions and 2 disruptions with Doom King. So yeah, this is the combo primarily, and you have to notice as well that we have Almirage, so if our opponents activate Dark Hole or Raigeki to pop our monsters, we can tribute Almirage and target Doom King, and that will trigger Doom King's effect as well if we want to banish a monster. By using the following 2 cards combos, we can achieve that. So we can eventually put Slayer on the field along with Battle Lord, then we link it to Slayer, and you all know the rest. It has already been demonstrated. So with this hand, pre-preparation can be either Child Slime or Battle Lord, and since you can either bring Child Slime or Battle Lord, so we have also when we have both of them, we just basically have full combo. It's the same thing as having a Gale Dogra. Gale Dogra searches for Child Slime and Battle Lord. These 2 cards grant us to have those 2 cards in hand, so we can do the full combo. Now I'll show you guys how to, if you have such hand, how we can like proceed and make the combo. We can use Child Slime's effect to discard the unknown card to the grave. We summon Candle from the deck. We use its effect to search Child Slime. We use to search Inception. We use Inception to tribute Child Slime and bring Slayer. We use Inception in the grave to send the Candle to the graveyard. Especially some Tasmandra from the deck. We use Tasmandra's effect to bring Battle Lord. We use Inception to tribute both Candoles and Tasmandra to bring Battle Lord. Now look, we have like Revenge Slayer and Battle Lord on the field. You all know what that means. It means full combo. We already demonstrated that. When we have these 2 cards on the field, it means full combo. A 2 disruption Doom King, a Zombie World, a perfect Revenge Slayer. What do you want else? Now let's move on to the deck profile. Let's start. We play 3 VENDREAD Battle Lords. So this is the bread and butter of the deck. Like, this is really important, and I really like this card. I want to see it along with Child Slime or a card that can searches it. So both of them are basically full combo, and I usually tend like to summon it earlier. I tend to like ritual summon it and banish, as I said before, a ritual spell or a VENDREAD card from the grave and declare a monster, so I don't have to worry about getting a B-root or getting a hand trapped in the middle of my combo. So yeah, it's really important, it's totally underrated. Every VENDREAD player should start playing this card at 3. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't. Like, it's a Shockmaster on your turn. You should definitely start playing this card at 3. Like, it's good, it's usually good. Yeah, next we only play like 2 copies of VENDREAD Slayer. I used to only play 1 Slayer and put it on the field and special summon another Stratus and turn its level to 6 with Puzzlemino, and that will make an easy Beatrice. But for this build, I find this more efficient to play too, since we don't usually have enough extenders to bring Puzzle Lumino, so we can make that additional level 6 monster. And we don't really use treasures in this build because now we have like Scar of the VENDREAD, and I see no point of playing it. I've tested it out and it turns out that like we don't use it more often, thus I stick like to 2 slayers so we can bring it more, and it adds another layer of consistency so we can go to more level 6 60s monsters. And for VENDREAD effect monsters, I only play 1 Scar of the VENDREAD, 1 Revenant, and 1 VENDREAD Hound Horde. Please don't play more than 1 of the small VENDREAD monsters. Alone, there are bricks if you don't send them from the deck to grave. You don't really want to see them in your starting hand. If you see one of them, it's alright. Sometimes you normal summon them just as a name to make link plays so it can pop off, but you only need to play 1 of each. 1 Scar, 1 Revenant, 1 Hound Horde, or the ideal number or the magic number that you would probably want to play. Next, we play 3 Origin. I'm thinking of cutting this card to 2, but for the time being, I found myself like in grindy games need that 3rd one, and it always comes in clutch. Sometimes it fixes my hands. I only play 2 Revenge Evolutions. This card and Battle Lord, both of them like I really want to see this card ASAP so I can sell hand traps before my opponents start doing anything, and sometimes it even breaks boards. My opponents get scared when I activate this card knowing that the Battle Lord is coming next, and they just panic and throw negates on it. And when they usually negate this card with a card that says negate the activation, they have another one in hand. It's just a nightmare. I can activate another one without worrying about the hard ones per turn restriction. So yeah, 2 is good, 3 is bad. Like I don't want to see too many copies of it in my hand. And only 1 Ravenous VENDREAD. This card can be also used as a starter, but in this build I want it to be like the last card that I activate in order to bring a perfect or VENDREAD Slayer. So I only play it 1. I don't want to see it in my hand often to start plays. I wanted to see it late or search it with Scar of the VENDREAD or Slayer in order to get my effects inherited. That's all what we need. I only play 1 VENDREAD Knights. Like don't play more than 2 of this card is bad, but we need this in this build to have Battle Lord in our hands ASAP. For the zombie package, we play 1 Zombie World, 1 Doom King, and 1 Banshee. They are self-explanatory, so let's move on. We have 3 preparation of rice, 3 ones to bring Revenge Slayer and Origin fast to the hand. We have 3 extra foliage burials and 3 preparation of rights. Extra foliage barriers is just like a joker in hand. It can be either a ritual monster or a ritual spell, so it fixes hands, and sometimes it breaks boards while going second by dumping NTS or NTS or whatever you want to call it to pop up a magic card that prevents you from playing, such as Floodgates. And for preparation of rights, we want to see this card to bring Child's Line to the hand so we can start with our combos. Sometimes just throw this card to my opponent to negate with hand traps so I can. It's just like bait to lure hand traps to be played early. And of course, 3 Child's Line. We always want to see this card in our hands ASAP to start our combos. We play 2 Incantation Condoles. This is the only card in the deck that I consider as a Garnet. Sometimes I draw into 1 and they still have 1 in the deck. We need to play this card at 2. And we play 1 Taste Mandra and we play 1 Inception. This card is phenomenal. And for the normal summons of the deck, we play 3 Gale Dogra and 3 Sinju of the Thousand Hands. This card can be either Manju or Diviner of the Herald. If I had Diviner of the Herald, I would have played it along with Ultimate Zolkin and Crystal Wing. I have other combos like to play them in the deck, and they are far better than the one I have right now. I could finish like with the board that you see in this video along with Crystal Wing. Can you imagine that? But for the time being, since this is the cheap alternative that they have for the time being, we opted to show it like that without using proxies. But in future video on Edopro, I will show you guys how to play with Diviner and end up with another disruption on the field. It's really amazing. But for the time being, Senju did the trick for me because I don't own the other cards, so it's fair for me. And finally, for the last section of the deck, we play 1 Called by the Grave, 3 Effect Veiler, and 2 Ash Blossoms. If I had a 3rd one, I would have played this, but I only have 2. And I play 2 Ghost Ogres, and this is it for the deck. We play 48, by the way. This is like the magical number for this build. I've tested it a lot. Next, we'll move to the extra deck. We'll play 1 NTS, 2 Herald of the Arclights. Oh no. doesn't need an explanation. Playing one Beatrice and one Dampier Vampire Shuriken. This card is amazing while going second. Like, I've won so many games using this card along with Vampire Fascinator. When I go second, I tend to steal my opponent monsters from the graveyard and steal their monsters on the field, and they can be treated as level 6 if I want to bring Dampier. So I steal my opponent monsters, bring Dampier, and send another card from my opponent's graveyard and steal summon a monster from my opponent's graveyard in defense. Like, this card is amazing. You won't imagine how good it is. You guys need to play this card at 1, especially while going second. It's phenomenal, it's amazing, just play it. Next, we play 2 Avenged Savior. You know what this card does, every Avenged player knows. 1 Sucker, 2 Fascinator. This card is so underrated. You guys should start playtesting with it, like, it's great. It has won me so many games. I play 1 Yugioh now, and guys, what it does, negates stuff twice per turn. And for the generic monsters, I play 1 Army Mirage, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and 1 Borrelord Dragon. I prefer to play a Pelosa, but I haven't received it yet. But if I had it, I could have played it like instead of Borrelord. So here we go. Now let's move to the side decking. For the side deck, we play 3 Lava Golem. When I know that I go second, I usually side in this card, and I take out all of my normal summons since it conflicts with them. And why not playing like 3 Dark Rule no more to play around the gates, like Dragon Links are a thing, you know. 1 Pancratops, you know what it does. 3 Donkosekai against heavy back row decks such as Labyrinth, Altergeist, Eldritch, you name it. 3 Twin Twisters, Executor, and Vendread Core. I play this card going second by taking out the zombie package because some decks really struggle against targeting. Like, if I put this card along with Core, and sometimes I even make like perfect Revender Executor. Actually, by using the hands that I showed in this combo, we can like make a perfect Revender Executor easily. I'll let you guys discover how it works like perfect Executor. If you don't manage to figure it out, just let me know in the comment section down below, and maybe I will make a video showing you how. So this is it for the deck. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see test hands in the future. I will definitely be happy to work on it. It has been a delight to work on this video and to get back to you guys. So please treat this video as a quick one. It's just like a celebration, like we're getting my channel back. And I'm really happy to talk with you and finally get out of my comfort zone and talk straight to the microphone. So thank you guys, please support me and subscribe if you haven't already, and see you soon with some wonderful VENDREAD combos.